Bills fans, I'm not even going to attempt to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you a white lie. I'm not going to tell you a partial lie. The truth is, this is likely the worst season y'all will have in the last 5 years.
Shut up the Bills! It's not outside! It's not outside!
Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Call me now, listen. Everyone play their position. Buffalo got a tradition. They say we tripping. They better get out our way. Top of the table, we flipping. We on a mission. Got an unstoppable team. Continue to follow your dream by any means. Buffalo, get in the Super Bowl ring. Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Mafia up in your city, time to get gritty. Screaming and yelling, we bugging. Look at the red and blue.
This is an MVP year for Josh Allen. As an MVP voter, I said this last week. Josh Allen, he looks like an MVP. When you vote for MVP, and I can speak for myself, I think I'm one of 50 voters, you look at a couple things. Who's the best team in football? Who's the best player on that team in football? What do they look like as the best player on that team in football? And how much talent is around that best player on that best team in football?
Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo.
And a good evening and welcome to another edition of the Coast to Coast podcast. I am your co-host Beyond 716, back after a week hiatus. And it's great to have you all with us. Of course, we want to give thanks to all our friends at Do Champions Media Network, and be sure to like us on X and subscribe to us on YouTube. And we have other great podcasts on our station. And we are 22 days away, and we are here with the one, the only Whittle 2K. Whittle, the countdown is on. You can feel it. April is here. The draft is getting closer and closer. So how you doing?
Excellent, man. Excellent. We have a nice little show lined up for today. A lot of late breaking news, things like that. So
we sure do. It's never a dull moment on One Bills Drive these days, that's for sure. So tonight we're gonna have a very special guest to really get deep into some football talk. And when we say football talk, you're going to be taught some great stuff tonight. So I'm really looking forward to our coach Trey coming on tonight. And Whittle, where do you want to start? We have a few notable things. Obviously, we had the biggest news over the weekend, which, in typical Brandon Beane fashion, on a Saturday morning, I'm sitting here having breakfast with the family. And then I see the post that we have signed Christian Benford. Did not expect that here on the West Coast so early. So I guess we could open up the floor and want your thoughts on Christian Benford back with the Bills for the foreseeable future.
What's my thought on it? Well, first off, I think Brandon Beane should get a lot of credit for getting a deal done for about, what was it, like $19 million a year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think there was a release of the contract being broken down, like the actual money cash paid out per year is a little over $16 million a year. So to get a top five cover corner that also gives you ball production with forced fumbles, interceptions, et cetera, is giving up, a little over 50% when targeted by quarterbacks, QBR or whatever it is. I have to go back to the numbers. I mean, he's
Hmm.
top 3 in yards per route against. He's top 3 in yards per play against. I mean, he is amazing. He's one of the best in he's one of the best corners in the NFL and not allowing separate and average separation score. Uh, he- he's he's an elite level corner. He is an elite level corner. Um, he's just the one. He's just the one corner that your average football fan doesn't know his name and doesn't realize how good he is. Um, he is you have your Patrick Surtains, your Derek Stingley's, your Sauce Gardner's, um, but then you have another group of guys that are really good that just don't get the recognition because where they play or they weren't particularly high picks.
Hmm.
So you have your Trent McDuffie, your Christian Benford. You have and Um, there's one more. I can't think of him right now, but
Sure.
I think it's Jalen Johnson. Well, a lot of people know who Jalen Johnson, but
Hmm.
you get the point. There is another level of elite level cornerback play that doesn't get the recognition that it deserves because the other guys that are ahead of them have the names. So um, ultimately, great deal by Bean. I was very, very nervous about Christian Benford, and I think this may take the double dip at corner off the table in the
Hmm.
draft. Um, I hope it doesn't, but if it does, I understand it. But
Hmm.
I still would like the Bills to still grab 2 corners. Just the thought of Dane Jackson starting just doesn't sit right with me, brother. I'm at any due to injury or whatever.
I already know that for sure. I remember our reactions to Dane Jackson, and I want to give some credit to Christian Benford, right? 6th round pick out of Villanova, and he strikes it big with a big contract, and just kudos to him. Considering the numbers that have been flying around in the unrestricted free agency period, we were talking about it, right? Imagine what his eyes have been. Whoa, like seeing all these numbers, and he knows he's as good, if not better, than a majority of these corners that were getting paid. So for him, I,
Right,
I know for the average person to say, "Oh, well, he's making $16 million a year." I listen. I used to work for a bank when I've been in front of $300,000-400,000 in physical cash. And that is even that's an insane amount of money, right?
yeah,
Imagine giving up $2-3 million of every year. It's still a lot of money. So let's give some kudos to Benford to kind of work with the Bills and find that sweet spot that works for both. And this is how the Buffalo Bills need to operate, Whittle, for good, right?
right,
Buffalo is
yeah.
not LA, it's not New York, it's not Miami. It never will be. That's okay though. But you have to find those right players that are willing to take these kind of deals where it helps both sides and it's a win-win scenario.
Really? Well, there's the coach for the Steelers, Mike Tomlin, says we want volunteers, not hostages. And
Hmm.
when that makes a lot of sense to me in this context because look at the 4 players that got signed:
Hmm.
Benford, Bernard, Shakir, Rousseau. Every single one of them probably. I'm not even gonna say probably. Most likely gets more money if they go to free agents.
Yep.
They do. And they chose to stay. They took less money. Josh Allen got less money than I'm sure he could have gotten if he wanted to.
Hmm.
And what did he say? What's another $5 million going to do for me that I can't already do for myself
Hmm.
with what I'm getting?
Yep.
I want
Hmm.
the Bills. I want the team to field the competitor. So I'm not. He said like he said. He's not looking to kill him. Just looking to
Hmm.
be fairly compensating. I think all of these guys are. Um, which leads into Brandon Bean's press uh, interview statements, etc. Over the last couple of days, he spoke with the media, and some things that he said that were very eye-opening for me. Number one, when they asked him, they said, you've gotten these deals done. Do you foresee any more extensions getting done? And he says, I don't see anything happening in the near future. We're on to the draft. So James Cook is still not signed. It doesn't look like James Cook is going to be signed anytime soon. And James Cook has put his house in Buffalo up for sale.
Yeah.
So
If you're in the market, go to Western New York.
Sounds like either I'm just going to speculate. Maybe it's a holdout. Maybe it's a situation where they let him know, hey, we're going to try to move you on draft day, or between now and the draft, we're going to try to move you, and we're not going to get to the number that you want, and you're not going to come to the number that we think is fair. So let's just part ways now. And I like James Cook, but Ray Davis is fine. I'm good with that. This is a really deep running back draft. If that's where things go from here, that's where things go from here. And it is what it is. Another notable thing he said in his presser that it's a notice to was when he talked about Matt Milano. He was asked specifically, about Milano's deal and basically saying it's a 1-year deal. He's going to be a free agent next year. It's kind of tough. Like, he's one of the last of the Mohicans from the start of this thing in 2017. He was drafted in 2017. So, it's you're staring at a situation where if Matt Milano does play really, really well, he may price himself out of Buffalo if he decides to go someplace else, or if he isn't healthy like he hasn't been over the last couple of years. The Bills now have the freedom to move on after this year and turn the page. But what Brandon Beane said that stood out to me said we're giving we made some changes to Matt Milano's contract, and it freed up some money for the Bills this year, as well as Tina, I'm with you on that.
I'm with her too.
So he said, we made some changes with Milano's deal to free up some cap space for this year, and still gives him the opportunity, if he's healthy and he plays, to earn, pretty much everything back. And then he was asked specifically. He said, and this is what Brandon Beane said out of his own mouth. He says, this doesn't mean that this is the end of, that this season is the last season that we're going to see Matt Milano as a Buffalo Bill. We hope, that things work out and he plays well, and, we get a chance to re-sign him in the offseason. I personally would like to see, I wanted to see Trey White retire as a Bill. I really want to see Milano retire as a Buffalo Bill. I think Taryn will retire as a Bill. Micah Hyde's going to retire as a Bill. Well, he did retire as a Buffalo Bill. So, I just hope that we get to see Matt Milano retire as a Buffalo Bill. I'd like to see Dawson Knox, obviously Josh Allen, Deion Dawkins, all do the same thing. I want all those guys to retire as Buffalo Bills, man.
Whittle, I think the fact that Milano took a year of his contract away, right? To take a year of contract, you don't see that very often, and feel like Brandon Beane feels pretty comfortable with it. That kind of speaks to me that the door is probably pretty wide open on a Milano return. It's just a matter of, it may be more of what he wants to do at this point, more than even what the Bills want to do. So I feel like there's a good symmetry there. Unless Milano just plays out of his mind, wins a Super Bowl, then one of these teams with $100 million in cap room just blow him out of the water, that be the only way I could see him really, really leave a Buffalo at this point.
Yeah. So next up, we're in the draft season. Let's talk about the 30 visits, the notable. Well, we only have 2 right now. That schedule is out. It's going on. A bunch of teams have had, multiple 30 visits. I think the Steelers have had like 10 at this point. Close to 10. The Buffalo Bills have had 2. Well, they have 2 scheduled. Isaiah Bond, wide receiver out of Texas, and Chavon Ravel,
Mm-hmm.
a 6'3" corner from Eastern Carolina University. People are saying that this is a Sauce Gardner style of coverage player. Not as refined in coverage as Sauce, but of that same body type. But this kid is, this kid gets a ton of it. He gets a ton of turnovers, and he's a very good and willing tackler. So one of the things that they brought up about players that they're looking at is you got to be able to tackle. If you're a corner, you got to be able to tackle. So I think that when they say things like that, multiple times they say it on purpose, and I think it means something. We have to take them at their word. I think Chavon Ravel's a real possibility at 30. You know what I want, but hey, listen, if the guy's clear and he can go, he's coming off of an ACL, but if he's cleared and ready to go, you can't deny 6'3", 190, and has the speed to take the ball away, has speed to recover and take the ball away from teams, and doesn't mind coming up and being physical.
Whittle, he has some story. I was reading his backstory. He's an easy guy to root for. He was working a graveyard shift at Amazon, right? And then he went to ECU, right, as a walk-on, and he just turned heads. And then, the Pirates took a chance on him. He was a JUCO product, and then he unfortunately had a ACL tear in September 2024. I mean, what a great story. I mean, to kind of chase your dreams, kind of go from there to a possible first round pick. That's I just thought his backstory was pretty awesome. So I would love to, as long as his medical's clear. Hey, I mean, he's got, like you said, all the measurables and the height, the size and everything that we're looking for. So just kind of stuck out to me for sure.
I think they like what they had with the combo of Benford and Russell Douglas. So it doesn't surprise me that they're kind of looking to go more towards getting another guy that kind of fits that body style, that body type. Just a much better athlete. No shade to Russell Douglas. Pride of East Orange, New Jersey. He is a heck of a ball player, man. Age, Father Time is undefeated. You saw some regression last year. I'd love to see Russell come back and even be open to playing safety. That'd be awesome. I think he'd be great at it.
This is something that Tina asked earlier about Rasul and also Coop. So I just wanted to throw him in the mix there for you too.
Oh no, I don't think we bring back Cooper. I think if we were going to bring back Cooper, I think we would have gave him kind of a similar contract to what they gave Palmer. So with them bringing Palmer in, I don't think that Coop's coming back. Russell Douglas, man, I mean, up in the air. We'll see. I'd rather him than Dane Jackson. I'll be honest with you. But Dane's already signed.
Yeah, I know he's back. We'll have to, we'll give him another chance. You'll see if he can redeem himself from the last time he was towards the end of that year. But he did have a significant injury, scare of an injury too.
Yeah.
Maybe psychologically that was playing with him. So if he's a depth piece, that's fine. But we don't want to rely on him as our number 2 corner.
Right. So, without further ado, man, we have a guest today. I have been looking forward to this for a while now. Like a lot of you know, if you've been here since the beginning, the purpose of this pod was not necessarily to entertain. I mean, I hope we do that as well, but it was more so to educate. And not saying like we know all the answers, we have all the answers. No, we're here to learn. So uh throughout the first season, what we did was we brought other teams, fans or media personnel, people in to talk about the team because we wanted to get a better understanding of these other teams through the guys that cover them. So or that root for them. You know, nobody knows your team like you do. So
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, we are we have a guest today, Coach Trey, one of our guys from Twitter, and his name is Coach because he's actually a coach. He doesn't just say he's a coach; he's actually a coach. So we brought Coach Trey in today to talk about one of our position groups that Bills fans have wanted to see more production out of for a very long time, the defensive line. And we brought Coach Trey on because Coach Trey coaches defensive line. So without further ado, we'll bring him up and then we'll let Coach talk a little bit more about himself. Coach, welcome. Oh, that's not it. Oh, like that. There we go.
Hey,
All right,
Coach.
that'll work.
Yo, what's going on? How's it going?
Hey,
What's
Coach
up,
Trey.
Coach?
Nice
How
to
you
meet
doing,
you.
man?
Yeah, I can't complain. We getting a little crazy weather down here right now. It's supposed to be doing a little storming, so it's kind of thumping outside a little bit.
Oh
Wow,
man.
wow. All right. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you taking this time, man. But by all means, be
I mean,
safe.
I
If we got to
appreciate
reschedule,
you
or
come up
if
and
if
talk
we
to
got
you
to shut
guys.
it down, let me know.
Okay.
All right. So, Coach, man, just tell the people a little bit about yourself, and we'll get into the X. I guess X's and O's or whatever. We'll get into them.
Okay. Now, as the know, I'm Coach Trey. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm the D line coach at Dawes High School. We went 7-3 last year. My D line finished number 4 in the state with 32 sacks. Got a couple nice kids by the name of Jamez, another kid by the name of Nazir, and another kid named Jeremiah. They all produced. I think all three of those guys had 8 sacks apiece, if I'm mistaken. But it was a
That's
nice
pretty
year. It was
good
my first
because
year over there with them guys, but we turned it around. We had a nice little group, and we did pretty good. We ended up finishing second in the district, but it was a nice turnout for the first year for me being over with a new coaching staff.
But that's pretty good too, because like high school football, they don't really throw the football a lot. Well, I shouldn't even speak about. It's like I know when I was younger, it was a lot of power high, a lot of three handoff and you just it was just a
Yeah. I
scrum
mean,
and a cloud of dust,
I,
man. Like they running the football, brother.
yeah. No, I think it just depends on the coaching staff. So, like how you talking about the power eye? We was a power eye team because we was one of the bigger kids and one of the bigger teams in our district. So we had our runner, our star running back Jordan Robinson. He ran for 1,900 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, he ran for 1,900 yards. I forget how many TDs, but he's in the 20s for sure. I forget how many TDs Jordan had. That's my bad for not knowing that. Jordan gonna be mad at me about that, but he definitely ran for 1,900. And we looked pretty good. Like we had some houses up front. We probably had about, I'm gonna say we had a solid 6 kids that's my size, and I'm 6'3", 280, and I'm gonna say anywhere between 6'2", 6'3" to 240, 230, and they ain't nothing but seniors in high school. Like we had some nice size up front.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
So, coach, you're a defensive line coach, so we're gonna get right into it now. A lot of people on a lot of people, ESPN and all these national all these national shows, they talk about the defensive line. You hear these buzz terms: 5 tech, 3 tech, 1 tech, zero technique, all these different things, and
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know what they're talking about. They'll just listen or nod, but they don't really know what these terms mean. So can you break that down to us? And for the viewers at home, I'll put this little diagram up. Let me know.
Okay.
Can you see it, Coach?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah.
All right, cool. So
So I mean, so basically, we usually go from the inside out. So as this chart that he's got put up, right?
Mhm.
The center, that's the center of the alignment of the O line, and you got the one technique where you hear guys say they play the one technique out of zero technique. That's inside. That's the inside shade of the center and the guard. You right? That means he's right inside the gap. Basically, he's playing the
Mm.
A gaps. As you see, they got the A and the B gap, and the terminology is the same. So when you say
Ah.
A gap, it basically means he's playing the one technique. But people use different type of charts or different wording depending on your D coordinator or whatever they like to use, whatever they like to say. So with that being said, as the farther we go out, the numbers go up higher. So right over top of the guard is what you call the two technique, right? As you see on the opposite side, there is no number, no gap. It's just the next letter is B, but it's in the next gap. It's not behind the man, it's next to the man. So as you go out farther and farther between each gap, the letters go up. It goes from A, B, C, D. All right.
Right.
And once you get into the three technique is in between the guard and the tackle. That's what you would call the B gap, the gap I was just talking about right there. That's called the B gap. With the three technique, that's in between there. So it's kind of like shaded on the outside of the guard and inside of the tackle. You playing the gap right there. You being a gap player. Then as you come over, as you see a little farther head up over the tackle, it's called the four. And then as you go outside of it, outside eye, where you see the C at, that would be what you would call the five technique. That means you out wide. You were pretty much being contained. You keeping real wide. Now,
Mm.
most you don't hear a whole lot of D-line coaches say it. I mean, you heard guys say wide 9 out of 7 technique. That's when you really out
Mm.
wide outside of the tight end. That's where the D would be at, where you see the tight end at. But for most guys that's playing on the inside, you'll mainly just hear the numbers in between 5, 3, and 1, depending on what front you're in. If you're in a 40, or if you're in a 30-man front, you don't really rarely hear the wide 9. You hear the guys on ESPN like he was talking about. He's in the wide 9. That's because he's cocked way outside and everything. But that's
Oh.
usually not what we call him, depending on what we're doing. So this, as you know, just going from inside out, the numbers go up from 1 to 5, or really just say, let's say 1 to 7. 1 to 7 is really legit. 1 to 7.
Mhm.
Is there a way that I can? I want to put this up, but still have us up at the same time. And
Is
that's
there a way
my
to put
bad for not
three of
figuring
us?
this out.
I mean,
It's
Yeah.
okay.
on my screen, you had brought it up. I seen it, and then it was like y'all was like y'all pictures were showing on the outside of the corner. So I mean, I don't know what it looks like to the people that's watching, but I could kind of see y'all a
Yeah.
little bit.
Same here. Um, so all right, Coach. Now, you threw out two terms that I want people to understand. You gave us a 30 front and a 40 front.
Yeah.
Now for the layman, average football fan that doesn't know what that means, can you explain that
Okay.
to the
So
class?
basically, the 30-man front is basically my three biggest linemen on the inside. So my middle piece is what we either call the nose, we call him nasty. He's usually shade right over top of the center, and we'll play him either to the strong side or the weak side, depending on the design, what you're doing with your middle linebackers and how you blitzing. But the 30-man front is basically the nose, and then you got 2, 3 techniques that's right over top of the tackles.
All right, now, Coach. If I said to you, uh, under versus over, what would that mean?
If you say under versus over,
Yes, when it comes
okay,
to the
basically
defensive.
under basically means those outside linebackers, they're gonna be down in the box a little bit more. They're gonna be down in the
uh,
box. So where now it's looking instead of you running the 3-4, if you running the 3-5, or you running the 3-3, now it looks like a 50-man front because I got those guys down on the line.
all right, Coach. So we talked about the name, we talked about a few of the names and of the positions and much work basically from the center all the way out to the tight end. Um, Now, so your even front will be your 40, and your I front is your 30. That the 30 front go with normally a 3-4, where you have your four linebackers, or or even or if you go 3-3-3-5, or there's a bunch of different things you can do. But that even front is going to be a 4-man front, and the odd front is going to be the 3-man front. Now, so my next question is, what are your typical pass rush plans, like from a defensive line? Like, um, when your guys lined up, what type of things are you doing with your defensive line to disrupt the offense? And how does it change based on the offensive line in front of you and the type of quarterback that you're playing against?
So with that being said, me and you talked before all the time. So I say that's due to game plan on depending on what the other team, poses to you. You know what I mean? As far as if they got a real big deep O line and their quarterback's a scrambler. So that would just depend on where I want to blitz from. But typically for the most part, let's say you got a real nasty nose tackle. I mean a D tackle in their 2 technique. Like let's say you luckily you got an Aaron Donald, right? So he's
Yeah.
going to be causing pressure and he's squeezing the gap at all times. So this means now that my DNs really can stay home and peel their ears back and fly upfield because he's always squeezing the pocket and he's able to kind of 2-gap the inside. But I would say majority of the time the pressure you would want would be from the outside. We like to get our DNs upfield to collapse the pocket. If you got a strong 2 or 1 technique that can squeeze them gaps and put men in the gaps and close it up, then it's easy for you to rush and get upfield.
Right.
But
So,
like you said, so if it's a passing team, if it's a quick passing team, like you see guys now, they like to switch up their fronts and get with a quicker crew to get inside of there to get pressure on the ball because they're getting the ball out hot. And like you said, when they got them big lines, you want to go with your big old line. I say guys like a typical, I like to use, I'm a Green Bay guy, so I would say a Gilbert Brown. I'm going to get a guy in there that I can get in there and stuff it up, you know what I mean, or whatnot. Those big bodies, the big, what's Big Boy's name? I forget. He's ready to retire now. Did he retire? He was playing for the Cardinals, Big Campbell. He played for the Steelers. Who he played for?
Dolphins? Was it Calais?
You talking about Hayward? Calais Campbell?
I'm talking about Big Campbell. Big Campbell. I think he might play for the Jacksonville right now. Big Calais Campbell.
Jacksonville.
Big Calais Campbell. Big Calais
Oh,
Campbell.
yeah, Calais Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he might be at Jacksonville right now. But, a big D tackle like that can, give you what you need inside where you can tweak your linebackers on if you want to stunt them or if you want to let them just stay there and read. You know what I mean? We're giving your linebackers free range to scrape and field.
Okay. See that there it is. We getting into the jargon now. So you just gave us a couple more terms, Coach. We're gonna have to ask you to break them down in the layman's term. You said we can either start our linebackers or have our linebackers just sit back and read. So when you say that, what are you talking about?
So all right, so let's go back. Let's say we're in a 30-man front and we got a strong call. So we call.
Let me know if you want me to put the chart back up.
I can't hear you.
You want me to put the chart back up?
Yeah, you can. That'll be fine where they can look at it. That'll be fine. You can do that.
All right.
So
okay.
Let's say we in so as you see right now, if y'all looking at the 2 A's, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard for me to take it away because we can't use it in players. All right, so I'm just gonna talk to the people. So let's say we got 3 people. Let's take the gaps. If I got a man over the nose and we caught a strong call to the right, basically that's the way that he's going to slant to that strike to the right side. That weak side linebacker in the 3-4, he's going to have the weak side A gap because I'm sending my D tackle, my strongest player, to the strong side, which is to the right side. It'll be to their left, but to our right. That Mike linebacker, he's going to be coming to the B, and I'm going to have at 3 technique, he's going to be pushing up into the C gap. And that's basically covering our gaps, and my outside linebacker is going to be outside of him in the D. So basically,
you know what I might do, Coach?
Basically, where each gap is covered up.
Hey, Coach, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up YouTube. And I'm gonna put it on the screen with us, and we'll run. And we'll run through a particular
stun in
like
front where they can
video.
see it, where they can visualize it and see it a little
Yeah.
better? Okay.
Yep. All right. So let me know what you want to look at first. What type of
What
rush plan?
the Bills, your main front is the 40 yard 30.
We're 40 front.
You can pull
We
up the
run a
40. You can pull up
4-2-5.
the 40 and we'll work from there.
All right. Give me 1 second. All right, and then you also said you said something about scraping. So
Yeah,
what do you mean with okay.
when your D lineman, when the ball, the initial the strike of the ball, you got your D lineman, what we call in there, I call it jacking. That's where you want to jack the lineman up to where he can peek inside or he can peek outside if I'm having to be a two gap player. Now at the snap of the ball, of course, your linebackers is reading and they looking at the way that your D tackle and got his butt turned so he can see which way the gap's gonna be open as he's reading flow to the ball. So as he's squeezing the line and your D tackle handles the guard out of tackle right there, he can scrape off his butt and fill up.
I'm gonna go with all right, so we'll go with okay. We ready. All right, I'm gonna bring the screen up now. Now, folks, I'm gonna apologize ahead of time because there's gonna be a slight delay. But all right, coach. What view you want? You want the sideline or you want the behind the end zone view?
It's I wish I should have had my laptop so I could see it a little better because I'm on my phone.
Let me give you the let me do the other view then. Let me put it on.
I'm thinking end zone may be better in that case than on the
Yeah.
phone. Yeah.
The behind view might be a little better. Yeah, that might be better.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we doing, guys. Come on. All right. All right, so real quick, just so the people understand, you looking at this, coach, you
Yeah,
got Aaron Oliver is here. This is it. We got
yeah,
Daquan Jones here in front of Terrell Bernard.
yeah.
And Rousseau's out here, and then this is AJ Epinesa. So we're in the even front. Well, this is what coach is talking about when he says the 40, a
Mm-hmm.
40 front. This is where we are. This is the 40 front. You got the obviously, just like coach said, our one technique, guys, has been Daquan Jones. He's lined up in the B gap or the A gap, excuse me, between the center and the right guard. Over here, Ed Oliver's lining up and the three technique between the guard and the tackle. And yeah, that's and he's in the B gap. Now, Rousseau is wide as all outside right now. And then you got AJ Epinesa, who should be AJ Epinesa's lined up over the tight end. So if we bring the chart back up, AJ's kinda at the 6. And they're both kind of like they're both 5 tech. They're both at the 5, but a little wider. So I guess we could throw them at. I guess we could use the 7 and say that they're lined up at 7 techniques right now. But all right, coach. So you want me to just go ahead and go through the play?
Yeah, so basically, like he said, as I was talking about, so since I had used strong right already, as you can see, it's a strong right call for this particular play as well. They got the tight end over here, and they got the wide receiver squeezed tight, like he's a flanker type of back, or the little slot real in tight with the tight end right here. So you're looking at extra blockers. Are they trying to get some more a quick screenplay designed on what they're trying to do? So as you can see, as he was talking about Dwayne Carter, he's already shaded kind of over the center to where because the strength call is over there. As you can see, it looks like your safety right here, your outside linebacker is kind of bumping down to help with the overload right here with the help.
Yeah.
My bad.
You good? You're good?
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we got you. We got you, coach.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and go through the progression. So it looks like as of right here, as I said, you got the tight end with the flank out with the tight slot right here over to the right side. So that'd be their left. They brought another motion man and they did it like a quick, look like a little wham. Some came up on the screen. Looked like they did like a 24 dive maybe right there with a quick little zip. We call that a zip. When you see tight ends going in motion, sometimes we call that a zip. Now we had a little pull. We had like a little wham. A little flank. I was at that tight end right there that came and pulled to bust it open in the middle right there. I didn't even see him pull on the first one because something came across the screen. I didn't even see him pull.
Yeah, I'm backing the play up. Oh, that's the receiver.
Yeah, it was the receiver. Yeah, it was
That's
the
the
slot.
receiver that came.
But he just came and kind of cracked down. They kind of like zoned it. They kind of like stepped and zoned it, and then just let him pick his poison.
Right. Yeah. All right, coach. We'll go to the next play. And I'm not gonna keep you too long, but we'll do this one more, and then we'll go ahead and I just want to ask you if you could kind of break down some examples of like stunts. Like if you can talk to me a little bit about if you can talk to us a little bit about stunts versus contain, and what are some other defensive line techniques or defensive line plans that are used to maybe limit the run or limit a mobile quarterback.
Okay. So as far as like stunts, I don't know if you got any plays already that's queued up where we can actually show it, but a stunt is simply so if you take it's Ed Oliver and who's the other DN over? Is that Greg? Is that Greg over here with him? Or is that who is that? Who is it over here next
No,
to Ed?
that's AJ Epinesa.
Okay, it's AJ. Okay. So a stunt is typical is simple as they both act like they're gonna rush up field. Ed is basically gonna try to attract both of the guys, meaning the guard and the tackle over to catch their attention, and he's gonna stunt to the outside. So as you see, Ed right now is in the 3 technique, right? So Ed will rush up field with the 3 technique with a couple steps. Then he'll make a hard slant to the 5 to keep the containment, and then AJ will stunt under and loop under and hit the 2 gap. So that's basically a typical stunt. That's basically a stunt right there. And he'll catch both of those guys come across their face to try to draw them in and keep the guard's attention as he rushes upfield because the guard is paying attention to him coming up in the 3 technique, thinking he's just ready to do his regular 1-2. And if he keeps his attention enough, AJ should be able to sneak under and come right up in the kitchen and right in front of the quarterback's face.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, coach. I gotta let me see. Let me make sure that's not a stunt. I'm trying to find a stunt.
Okay, no problem. I mean, I can keep talking. Then you can tweak it with different ways with stunts. You can do it with your D tackle and your linebacker as well. So as you got Milano, say you got Milano over here with Greg, right? So let's say how Greg is out wide right now. So you got this tackle that's worried about Greg's speed. He's been having him kick back real hard. So now this would be a time where I may tell Greg to crash inside and take that tackle with him to keep him in there, because you got Dwayne Carter right over top of the guard, and then I could bring Milano right on the outside to keep the contain as far as if I haven't crashed in.
All right, Coach, I got to start. I got one.
Different levels.
All right, Coach, I got one now. I got one up now. This is from obviously the 49ers versus the Rams.
Okay, so I say let it play, and then we'll go, and then we'll replay it in slow motion. So once they can see it, then I explain it to them. So let it play, then bring it back, and then I explain it to them. Take it back one more time. Take it back again. I'm trying to see who was that came.
I slowed it down.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try this one more time. Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to see everything. I see who's stunning across. It looked like it was that D tackle. He came across after they slanted hard to the left. Go ahead, you can play it.
I think I made it too slow.
No, you good. You good. That's good speed right there. Yeah, crashed. So basically, that was just kind of like a little twist on the inside, in between the two techniques. That was like a little twist, and basically, the both of the D ends, this kept the pocket contained, and this squeezed it on the outside and kept the quarterback inside the pocket. And you got good pressure with the twist and the stun on the inside with the two techniques.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
left to right.
Now, Coach, when I look at this, I look at how much impact you get from the defensive tackle, just like really kind of gumming up the pocket and just eating multiple offensive linemen here in the middle.
You got to, so I'll tell you another way to look at it. You got to look at it kind of like the like piano keys. I like slided keys, you know what I'm saying? It's moving up, you know what I mean? So if it's like, if my two outside keys, which is, let's say it's the D ends, if they always got this wall put up, that's what I tell my guys. If we always got this wall put up right here, we know they can't run outside. You too fast, you too strong, you keeping everything on the inside, and then you got somebody and then you got a nice D tackle on the inside that can push the pocket as well. You should be able to keep the quarterback contained. You know what I mean? Now, of course, you can't plan for athletic ability, guys missing tackles, guys not giving 100. But this on a basic average, if you got guys that's dogs and they doing their job, it's really a simple formula. You know what I'm saying? You just got to win up front.
Yeah, Coach. All right, so let's go to this is the last. We'll go through this one here, and let it ride out. That was smooth.
Yeah, play that back one more time. So like right now, see how this pause it real quick. All right, well, you can just leave it right there. See, that's like a 50-man front. See how they had Warner down the inside of our too. So it's like they showing a 5-man front right here. Something I didn't talk about. I meant to say that earlier because that's like an eye too. Like D-line coaches like us, we love. Me personally, I like to stay in a 40-man front. If I can control your front with a 40, I'm doing good because I can do more on the back end as far as, blitzing my linebackers, blitzing my rover and my strong safety, bringing them up in the box to pick and choose how I want to blitz and how I want to check you if you like running trips and bunch. You know what I mean? So it gives me more options. But they gave like a look of a 50. And if you see it's 50 guys, I mean, it's a 5-man front engaging. You see 5 guys engaging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like a 5-man front right here. And they putting the pressure on right there to keep, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess it might be a long down right now. So they're trying to even up the numbers as far as, because if you look, they kind of got a max protect. They got their tight end and they running back in there blocking. So they must have been getting some pressure. You know what I mean? So they bring the extra guy to try to loosen somebody up.
All right, now, Coach, want me to let it play?
So it looks like the tight ends probably was doing like a little check help block, and he's probably ready to go upfield, if I ain't mistaken. Or the running back may flare out right here. But they kind of max protect right here first before they go out. But he just kind of flared out right there. And then Fred Warner just looped around, kind of did like a little stunt, used his athletic ability, kind of played inside, then came around after once the 5 technique crashed in and took the tackle with him.
This looks more. See, this is more. Oh, we lost Coach.
Oh,
Yeah, he got
got
that
some
bad
bad
weather,
weather.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, one of those
that's
thunderstorms.
unfortunate. But yeah, this
Well,
looks more a lot. This is more of what we got going on in Buffalo.
yeah.
Even though you do see them bring linebackers down or safeties down to the box, sometimes they'll bring Taron Johnson down to the box as well. But
hmm
you know,
You know what? I want to give a shout
why
out
that
to
put it
Coach Trey. I've been a fan of this game for a long time, and now I finally understand what a stunt is. Like that, the way he described it. Well, it's like,
right.
okay, now the light bulb started going off for me in terms of what the 1 technique does, what the 3 technique does, and why it's important and relevant to what we discuss here and what fans at home when you do a mock draft, right? If we have a lot of 3 techs, why are we going to add another 3 tech in the draft? We're going to be looking for a 1 tech, things like that. So you're definitely, yeah. I really appreciated the way he described it because I've always heard what a stunt is, Whittle, but I really know what a stunt is. So I want to give a shout out to
Yeah,
Coach Trey on it. Yeah.
and the stuff works really well when you have defensive tackles who are going to occupy multiple offensive linemen. You're going to free
hmm
somebody up, and you know you see in these plays where Fred Warner just pops off. All right, coach is back.
We got him back.
Um,
All right.
yeah, we
Welcome back,
got you back,
Coach.
coach.
My bad. Technical difficulties, fellas. Technical
That's all right. It's
All
all right.
good.
All good.
As long as guys are okay, that's all that matters. So as long as you're
Yeah.
safe.
All right, so we'll go. We'll go. I know I keep saying this is the last one. I really mean it this time. This is the last one. All right. I'm put one more up and then that'll be that. And then we'll go into some of the prospects real quick. All right. So this is more along the lines of what the Buffalo Bills like to look like on defense. Especially, the Bills want to drop
Yeah.
7 in coverage and they want to get pressure with 4.
Yeah.
So that is
Yeah.
ideally what they want to do. But with that being said, the Bills do run stunts. So, Coach, we're gonna let this play run, and then you let me know when to stop it or when to back
Okay.
it up, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Yeah, that was sweet right there. If you see, ooh, they did that sweet right there. That was sweet. So basically, you had the 40-man front, all right, and you're gonna have the right side D tackle. He's gonna crash down across the center, and you already got your 2 and your 3 technique on the left side with Bosa over here keeping them contained because I guess he might have been getting some rush. I can't even think what's his name right here. What's baby boy's name? Damn, I can't think of his
Which
name.
one?
Right now. That's right. The D tackle next to Bosa.
Hargrave.
Hargrave,
Yeah.
Big Hargrave. So he's gonna keep the attention. Then Bosa's gonna kind of play like he's getting upfield, and he's gonna loop around, and then you're gonna see this other 2 technique crash across their face, and it's basically tie him up where he gets a scot-free peel to the inside. Let it play. Yeah, that was so sweet. See, when you see him cut across his face, he takes the center to where he can't even come back, and then the tackle, he out of guard, he's not even quick enough to react to Bosa's speed looping around because the whole can the way the keys is being played, he got to be able to come out of there and move his feet, and Bosa's getting a clean stunt run right into the inside off the loop.
All right, Coach. We appreciate
That's
that,
another thing.
man.
How
So,
how we had talked since. Hey, I can't hear you.
no. All right. No, I was saying, go ahead.
Yeah. So, like how I was telling you, how we had talked before on the, on the space that it's about matchups. You know what I mean? So if I know my guys is faster, if my guys stronger, I want to pick my poison, and then I want to play like a musical chairs with my best defensive lineman versus your worst offensive lineman. I'm gonna move him. I'm gonna put him over there on that side. You know what I mean? Because I know he can't block him one-on-one. And then so once you get the doubling him, if you help him with the tackle, or if you help him with the tight end, depending on who's that weak lineman is, now my other guys that's just as good as as your second offensive lineman, if he's even better, he's getting one-on-one now. So it just it's about picking that poison up front.
All right, Coach. So, knowing that the Bills are running even front, and they got Ed Oliver, we got Rousseau, and they brought in Bosa. Now Daquan Jones is still there. Daquan Jones is our one technique. Daquan Jones is on the wrong side of 30. He got one more year left on his deal after this. So more than likely, this is Daquan Jones' last year, especially on this contract. I think they'll try to either cut him or extend him at a lower number. But if we're going into the draft, I'm gonna put a couple guys up, and you tell me, first off, tell me if you watch these guys, what's your assessment of the player, and how would he fit in the Buffalo Bills defense? All right, so I'm gonna give you the first one, Big Alfred Collins.
Big Collison, he's a dog. He's nice. I mean, he's got good, strong hands. He's definitely a big body. I think as far as trying to fit over with Buffalo, which I mean that'd be good. I mean, especially to bring a young guy with that size. You know what I'm saying? Because you already got of course, you already got Ed. The smaller, quick twitch. Like I think I had told you once before. Like Ed, he reminds me of the as far as his size and his frame. I think this guy may be a little bit bigger, but he reminds me of John Randall. They used to play for Minnesota.
Yeah.
Play for the Vikings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not real big, but quick. Low pad level. And and disturb the plays, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot. So that's what kind of Ed reminds me of. But the big dog, now he's nice. He dominated a lot. I like the way he engages. He disengages pretty good. What did I see that I didn't like about him? Drawing a blank right now. We can keep moving, but not that would definitely be nice to get some to get a nice talent like that in the mix in between Greg and Al and Dwayne, because Dwayne's another big guy. And then I think with that, I believe in a good competition. I believe that will push Dwayne because Al's gonna be trying to come in and get a spot. You know what I'm saying? So that might make Dwayne play to the next level too. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have a great competition and back and forth. Up front, you want to have a platoon. That's why if you see I got my name front line and I take on the ego of Silverbacks. You know what I'm saying? I believe in removing a pack of troops. You know what I'm saying? We got a pack of troops up front. So I believe in that type of concept. So the deeper, the better. And you know what I'm saying? And it becomes into a competition where, you at practice and you in the games, or when I get here, I'm going to do my thing. You coming. So it's really no big fall off.
Yeah. All right. So next guy we're going to go with is Big Tyleik Williams out of Ohio State. Tyleik, I think Tyleik is like a 3-year starter.
Yeah.
This year he played pretty much every snap that every defensive snap that Ohio State pretty much had. Man, he was on the field. So talk to me a little bit about Tyleik Williams.
Tyleik is nice too. I ain't gonna lie, when I see him, he kind of he shows me a little flashes of our guy a little bit. He kind of reminds me of Kenny Clark from Green Bay. I
Yeah.
see a little bit of
Okay.
of that kind of style in him. But he's definitely nice. He got a good burst after disengagement. You know what I'm saying, to close the gap. Real valid on the inside. His measurements is pretty nice. Was he 6'3", 320? I believe he would be a nice 2 to 3 technique on the inside of it. I believe he could come in. You know, you can plug him in and play right now. You can plug and play right now with him. You can plug and play right now. He's definitely a plug and play. I believe you can 2-gap with him. You can play 2-gap with him. You know what I'm saying? You can put him, you know, shaded on the inside. You can play either way with him. I think Ohio State, they run a 40-man up there too, don't they? Ohio State.
Yeah, they do. Yep. Yep. Yeah, he's a dog, man. Like that. He's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite defensive line prospects this year. You already mentioned the violent hands. You already mentioned the burst. But one thing that I don't think he gets enough credit for are the feet, man. Like his feet.
Yeah.
His feet are very, very. He's very, very good with keeping his feet moving, and he has no issue using power, but not losing his balance, right?
Yeah.
If he gets resistance from the offensive line, he can counter. He counters with spin moves. He counters with
He's definitely
throughs.
so. Like with those guys, I think I'm probably haven't said those guys that you got 2 technique and reading, you know what I'm saying? Because those are guys that are really special. So sometimes lineman is gonna get out on you, you know what I mean? So you got to be able to right your wrong, you know what I'm saying? Fight back into that gap. And he's definitely got the feet and the strength to do that, you know what I mean? So like we call those guys the phone booth guys. He can dance in the phone booth, he can, stand strong and get busy in the phone booth, you know what I mean? So he's definitely got the nice feet, and he definitely can right his wrong if they jump out on him and he's kind of getting nudged one way. He can, he got the power in the hands to, read the gate and make the play right for the linebacker.
Right. All right, and this is the last guy I'm gonna throw up here. We got JJ Pegues from Ole Miss. Another one of my another one of my favorites. Not just because of the size and the play, but they also used him as a fullback. He had a couple of rushing touchdowns this year, and they don't mind throwing him out there tight end either. He's actually caught some touchdowns in his college career too. So let's talk about JJ Pegues.
Pegues, he's definitely got a nice size too. It's kind of funny. I watched film on it, but I didn't watch it enough on him. I do like his size. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm gonna say with the film that I seen, because I didn't really sit down and watch no full games on him like I would have liked to as far as him. I do believe he got the valiant hands up front. I think maybe it might be the motor. Maybe tap in fires the motor a little bit more. But I mean the size is definitely there. I mean it's SEC football, so I think he's fit for it. I think he just need to tighten up a little bit as far as working on his craft or whatnot a little bit. But I think he's definitely a natural inside of her. Where he might come in on the draft, I don't know. Probably I see early second round, possibly maybe early second round.
Oh, no. I hope not. I hope he don't go that high. We trying to see him in the 4th, man. We trying to catch him early day 3.
On the 4. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying second round. I mean, just because of his size and what he can do. He said, "I hope not." We try to see him in the 4th.
Yeah.
I think I didn't mean to say the early second, but I'm gonna say mid second, probably 3rd round. Yeah, he'll probably start to get some looks.
The draft is weird like that because it depends on when the run comes for that position group, right? So if like I was going to put Derek Harmon up here as another guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know that Derek Harmon even gets to us at this point. Yeah. Like I don't even know if he gets to us at this point. But he's been mocked to us a few times. The other 2 guys I wanted you to talk about a little bit, Derek Harmon and Kenneth Grant. You just talk to us about those two prospects.
You said I heard Derek Harmon. I didn't hear what else you said.
Kenneth Gray.
You said Kenny, you talking about the kid out of Michigan?
Yeah, Kenneth Gray.
Okay.
Yeah, Michigan DT. Yeah.
Derek Harmon. His film looks real good too. He's West Coast football, so I don't know. I mean, he's got a nice size. I don't really take him as a real bully D tackle, but he's definitely solid. I believe, you know what I'm saying? He's a situational down kind of D tackle, you know what I'm saying, as far as the scheme. But he's definitely got nice upside. I like the way he plays in there. He's definitely nice. He got pretty nice feet. He can hold his weight in there. He moves around, get to the ball pretty good. Think he can just be a little more explosive. And like I said, just get a little more aggressive, probably get in that weight room, put a little more strength on, and he'll be definitely a solid guy.
Coach, I'm glad you just said all of that because I have been saying similar things about Derek Harmon not truly being the one technique, the two gap type guy that we're looking for in his defense. He's more of a three technique, I believe. He's also played this year. He's playing with Jamari Caldwell, who is a two gap and one technique guy. Very, very powerful, 6'2", 340-pound guy. Really good feet, powerful punch, and extremely quick and agile for that size, and can run. Like he's chasing guys down. Like he's the sideline. I'm not gonna say he's sideline to sideline, but he's definitely has the sideline. Hash the sideline. The boy
he's a hash to hash. Yeah, he's the hash to hash.
He's dangerous. He's dangerous. But Harmon, I think, benefited this year from being able to play with this young kid, Darius Washington, number 52 out there in Oregon, who is a mauler, okay? Mauler. 6'3", 320 pounds, 325, young, long arms, violent. Like, I mean, the kid plays like somebody talked about his mother on the other side. He is violent. I love him. Like he'll be out next year. I'm hoping Buffalo taps into that. Like we need to go and get a guy like that. That's a one tech right there. That's a definite two gapping. Yeah, run defending. Monster was a pass rush upside, but
I mean,
I think Derek Harmon's a nice player.
You like to have those
we
guys
already had.
You like to have those guys that you can kind of move around, like I said, and switch them around. So like how we was talking about Alfred Collison, you know what I'm saying? You can put him at the one technique because he's so big, and you can still play him at the 2-3 because of the skills that he got. You know what I mean? You can move him around and you can play him, you know what I'm saying, right there. So, you know what I mean? So
same thing with Tyleik. The same thing with Tyleik. Yep, same thing with Tyleik Williams. That's the exact same thing. You can play him at the 1, you can move to the 2, you can move to the 3. I don't know about the arm lift, so I would be skeptical of putting him out wide. But Collins 30. I think his arm lift was like
his speed ain't fast enough outside. I wouldn't be playing him at the D end like I mean, as far as like on money down, like third down, nah. I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The team's just doing a whole lot of stretching and running. No, I wouldn't be doing that. Not me personally.
Okay.
But I mean, it's different as far as the NFL. I mean, as far as what you look at, you got to think, high school, college is a lot more running. So you look at it a little different, you know what I'm saying, as far as how it goes with the NFL. You know what I mean? It translates over, but is this still a little difference?
Right. All right. And Kenneth Gray. We'll close out with him. Yeah.
Man, and Michigan boys, he been looking pretty good, man. He's solid in there. He reminds me of what's that one guy's name? He kind of remind me of damn it, my man just drew a blank. Anyway, it'll come back to me, but I like the way I definitely like the way he fights up front. He's good with holding the gap, putting guys in the gap, you know what I'm saying, controlling, disengaging inside and there. If I ain't mistaken though, he's a little on the size a little bit though, ain't he? How much he weigh? How much was he like?
No. Grant 6'3", 330. 320. I think came in.
349.
I don't know. I was
Came in a
thinking
little.
like
I think came in a little under 330.
Yeah.
But
okay.
he playing weight is like 6'3". He playing height and weight is about 6'3" and 330 pounds. Big dude.
Okay. I'm mistaking him. Now Grant do got a nice little weight on him. Now I got to thinking about it. Grant does got a nice weight.
I think you might be thinking about Mason Graham, the other kid from.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about Graham. That's what I'm thinking about Graham. That's exactly what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about. Exactly.
Now that's another situation like Harmon. Harmon's playing the 3-tech up there in Oregon. All of his pass rushing numbers, and he's getting after the quarterback, but those 1-techs are doing the dirty work behind him, right? You got Mason Graham balling. He's going to be a top 5, top 6 pick in this draft. But if you look at it, Kenneth Grant's doing a lot of the dirty work up front, and Mason Graham is reaping the benefits from it. We just need a guy like that that's going to do the same thing for Ed Oliver. Somebody to come in, do the dirty work, push the pocket, take that. If he gets a one-on-one on a passing down, he needs to put his assignment into the lap of the quarterback and force that quarterback into the arms of the defensive ends.
If you can't win one-on-one, it's really defeating the purpose. That's one thing we preaching from jump. You got to be able to win one-on-ones. You ain't winning one-on-one. What are you doing?
And that coach, that was the problem. I think that's been the problem with the Buffalo Bills for a number of years now. Ever since we drafted Ed Oliver, we've never put a guy next to him that could win one-on-one. And before Daquan Jones actually got injured, he was winning his one-on-one matchups to the point where Daquan Jones was playing at an All-Pro level. He was one of the best defensive tackles in football before he got hurt in 2023. If you go if anybody. Like this is the Bills. This is the Bills podcast, so these should be majority Bills fans watching. Y'all go back and watch the Buffalo Bills' first 4 games for the 2023 season, and look at what Daquan Jones is doing on the inside. It's ridiculous. We were getting turnovers. We were getting a ton of interceptions, sacks, pressures, fumbles, all of that. Stopping the run. Why? Because Daquan Jones is so dominant up front. We need to find that in this draft this year. Replace that, and we're paying the quarterback. We paying the core guys now. All these guys are going to be on their second contracts, right? It's time now to start getting a little cheap at these positions, but still maintaining an adequate level of play, an adequate level of production, just at a little cheaper value. Coach, I appreciate you, brother. We're gonna take care of some family business with some ads and a couple other things. But I appreciate you coming on. We definitely got to do this again.
Yes, Coach.
And on my end, I'll get the film a little bit more fixed out. Maybe we'll talk ahead of time so that way you and I can collaborate and pick the film, and then we'll have it ahead of time ready to go. But before you go, Coach, let the people know where they can find you, your social media handles, anything like that. And man, if y'all, reach out to Coach. Go ahead, Coach. The floor is yours.
Okay, man, I definitely appreciate the chance to come out here and talk. You know what I'm saying, or whatnot. So I appreciate big ups to y'all, man. But y'all can reach me on Twitter at Trey Day at Frontline Trey. I hit the Trey Day on Twitter. It's tagged on here as well. Like I said, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm coaching high school right now. I coach at Dawes High School. Some things might be open. I don't want to disclose it, but I might be going to a bigger school here. But I ain't gonna put it out here yet because it ain't really set in stone. But it's a possibility on the move, so I'm gonna keep it under wraps. Well, I guess it ain't under wraps if I'm speaking, but I ain't gonna say no names yet. But that's what's going on. But I definitely appreciate it. We can definitely do it. Like you said, we can sit down where we can look at the film and it can make it go a little smoother. But most definitely, I appreciate the opportunity to come out here and talk to you guys, though, for sure.
Hey, Coach, if you need a reference, I've been watching football 40 years, and now you taught me everything. Now I know what a stunt is, finally. Thank you. Like, you explained it so perfectly. So you need a reference. You come on our podcast, say, listen.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
So excellent job. Thank you so much for coming on.
Really it's just something that I grew up doing. I love it. You know what I'm saying? As far as playing ball coming up as a kid. And then, like I said, talking to Whit and them almost 2-3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? They on there talking that stuff every week, different groups on Twitter. So, you got to keep your mind sharp because, you get in there, you say something, you can have a guy in there that does nothing but Google all the stats. Well, hold on, buddy. I don't think that's correct. He averaged 3.3 and he only had 2 tackles, you know what I mean? So they're going to keep you sharp anyway, just talking to them weekly. So, it goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's great when we can mix the numbers with the actual ball knowledge. So that's where guys like you come in, coach. Not only are you knowledgeable of it because you played, but also because you in it, man. This is what you do. You coach. Like you in the trenches literally, every day with these young guys. So it doesn't get sharper than that. So once again, coach, thank you, Trey, man. We appreciate you coming on. Definitely got to do this again, man.
Yes,
and y'all shoot coach a follow. And yeah, man. Thanks, coach. All right, bro. We'll talk to you, man.
All right, thank you, man. Take it easy.
Thanks, coach.
All right, later, brother.
That was Coach Trey. Great spot, Little. That was
nice. That
was excellent. And even Mark from Buffalo said, "Yep, that's thank you for the zone film. Improved my knowledge, explained a lot." I agree. That's and I said this is important information that as next level fans, as most of us, if not all of us that tune in here are, those are the spaces I enjoy the most. I love when Whit's in there or Coach is in there, and you're kind of mixing our passions of the team with the actual X's and O's. It really brings it all together.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure, we definitely gotta. There's one more. There's a couple more coaches that I want to bring on. I'm gonna reach out to and try to get them to, to come on and talk a little bit more about some of the other position groups that we have.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm working on it, man. We'll try to get them in over the next couple of weeks. But right now, I think we gotta take care of some
Bills fans gotta pay the bills.
Yeah, there we go.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliott Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
And we're back.
We are back.
And yeah, man, that was solid, man. That was solid.
That was excellent.
Yeah, I'm
understanding
trying
the
to find
gaps
this.
and just the way he explained, the stun and how it relates to the outside guy coming inside. The light bulb went off. I was like, okay, now that makes sense to me. When when you hear that analysis on television, sometimes I'm like, I sort of had an idea what a stunt was, but now I truly understand it. So we've had some excellent. I want to thank everyone in our group chat as always. Jance has given us some great options here for the draft. Amos is still my guy as well. I'm with you on that, Jance. But
Jared, you don't think with the re-signing of Bernard with signing Benford, you don't think that the double dip at corners off the table now?
I still think we need to. To me,
double dip there.
like the late Dick Duran once said, Bills coach, you could never have enough corners, and I still agree with him.
Now you're right.
I,
You're right, and I'm
yeah.
not. I'm not. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. But uh, before we go, I want to talk about one of the worst mock drafts I've ever seen.
Oh boy. I think I
Uh,
know.
you know, Chad Reuter. He's a draft analyst for NFLDraftScout.com, CBS Sports, and the NFL Network. Right? He's done all of this. He's worked with the East West Shrine Bowl, the Combine, and Senior Bowl, and the NFL Draft as well. So he's had his hand in all of these things in
Hmm.
some form of fashion over the years. Uh, he put together a mock draft that was absolutely atrocious. Um, I want to put the link in the comments, but I don't want to put the link in the comments because it's so bad. It is so bad.
Like, like,
Terrible.
in terms of just doesn't understand our team's needs, or
Oh no, no,
or
no! It was terrible for everybody he drafted, for just about everybody he drafted for. So I'll go through some of the more egregious selections. Um, Jackson Dart at number 7 to the Jets. I think that's ridiculous, but whatever.
insane. That's insane.
Um,
Okay. You already lost me.
let's see. Colston Loveland at 14 to the Colts. I don't like it.
Colston Loveland to the Colts at 14.
Yeah.
Did he have Warren going before that from Penn State?
Yeah, he did. All right, so at pick 24, he has the Buffalo Bills trading up in the draft to select quarterback Azariah Thomas from Florida State.
Oh.
No. Now I know that there are some Bills fans in here that like Azariah Thomas.
Mhm.
I'll give you my assessment on him. I've watched 2 full games of him, of him playing. Um, from what I've seen in those 2 games, he is one of the stickiest corners I've ever watched. He is extremely sticky. Uh, Terrible at containing the run. Not physical in defending the run at all. Not a physical tackler. He will tackle, but not physical. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not one of them guys that are looking to mix it up. That's not him.
And especially to trade up for him. That now I will say one thing, Whittle. Trading up with the Vikings, I could see. Because I'm looking at their board. It's kind of funny. I was doing a mock draft today. I had us trading up to 24, but to take Kenneth Grant, not to take because Minnesota after pick 24 doesn't pick till 97. So they have a gap in picks. So I could see them being a potential partner if the Bills decide to move up maybe 6 spots to get someone. If Brandon Beane decides to go that direction.
He has Isaiah Bond going at the end of the first round to the Los Angeles Rams. Isaiah Bond's not a first round pick. I'm sorry.
And
He's
to
just
the
not.
Rams, I don't get that at all either.
Second round. He has Kenneth Grant going at 42 to the New York Jets. Tyreek Williams going at 43 to the San Francisco 49ers. I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy.
Who's he got ahead of those guys? That's what I want to know.
He's got Luther Burden, not even in the first round. Derek Harmon in the second round. Luther Burden Josh Simmons in the second round. Yeah.
Hmm.
So let's see what he has for the Bills. He has the Buffalo Bills at 56 drafting a box safety, Kevin Winston Jr. Safety out of now you're a Penn State guy. Tell me about Kevin Winston Jr. Is he a Micah Hyde replacement or a Jordan Poyer type guy?
Ooh. I mean, I'm still stunned that they haven't taken him in the second round for us. I don't get it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of a replacement, just thinking about Winston. He's a big guy, 6'2", you know, for his size, and I'm not even sure where he fits. I mean, maybe a Hyde replacement, but is that even a replacement at that point?
No.
And considering the safeties that we got, I think that I don't know if you're in this camp, Whittle. I don't see us taking safety in our first 3 picks if we kept all 3 picks of where we are.
Only way I see us taking safety is if
He's a good run defender, I'll say that. But
the only way I see us taking safety is if one of the top 3 falls to us. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them. I think if Malachi Starks is available, they're running the card in for him. I don't see them taking Eamon Wari or Xavier Watts ahead of a corner that we need. I don't see them doing that. I don't see the Bills doing that. But then again, it's the Buffalo Bills. But let's not let Chad Rudolph off the hook really quickly. He's got Joshua Farmer going 58 to the Texans. Then he has James Pierce Jr. going 60 to the Detroit Lions. Yep. And he has the Bills taking a wide receiver at 62, Xavier Restrepo. That's what I say.
What kind of mock draft is this?
Right. That's what I say. What is that? That makes 0 sense, right? So 4th round, because we don't have any 3rd round picks. Okay, he has us trading with the Jets, which I don't really see happening, but so maybe he has us taking somebody in the 3rd round. Let's see. He might have us taking somebody in the 3rd. I just don't remember. Wait a second.
I mean, Xavier Restrepo is a slot guy, right?
Yes.
I mean, why are we going to take him when we have
3 guys that should probably play in the slot? Yeah, he's got Trey Harris in the 3rd round. Landon Jackson's in the 3rd round as well. Darius Alexander's in the 3rd round in this draft.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy's crazy.
I can't. I don't get that. I don't get that. I'll tell you, if that's our draft, we're gonna have a lot of upset Bills fans on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna be one of them. I'm telling you.
Yes. You will be cooking.
I will be hot. Okay? Like somebody owes me a television because I'm gonna probably destroy mine if that's what happens. So he has us trading back with the Jets out of our early pick. I don't know what we're getting in return, but
what's up, Q Tuck? Good to see you here.
Oh yeah, nothing. He has us not taking anybody in the 4th round. He has us trading out of the 4th round completely. So, actually, most of the story, folks, is the experts aren't always right, and he clearly is not. There's no way.
And he's paid for that. Whittle, even myself, I am a co-host with you that will tell you forget more about the draft than I know half the time. I could probably piece together a much more efficient mock draft than that gentleman right there for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, that was wild to me, man. So, you know, with that, like, I just wanted to put that out there. Like, guys, this is I think we're to the point now where we can kind of all agree the Buffalo Bills need to draft a corner very early, right?
Mm-hmm.
First two
Yep.
picks one of the first two picks needs to be a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive tackle makes the most sense after that. However, if the right edge or the right safety or not even edge, if the right receiver or the right safety were to fall to the Buffalo Bills, I could understand those selections being made, but
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much what it is.
Yep.
So,
I could see Bean making three types of deals, Will. I could see us moving down in the early second, then moving up maybe into the third, and then maybe punting a little bit on our late picks for 2026. I could see three things happening. Because, like we've talked about, how many players do we truly need in this draft that are going to even be able to be kept on a practice squad or not poached by other teams? I mean, we may have 5, 6, maybe 7 guys at best that
well,
we can have at this point.
we only have 5 spots on the roster right now to fill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wide receiver. I mean, we technically we could get 2, but there's really only one because Tyrell Shavers is
Mm-hmm.
there right now. So one receiver, a tight end 3, uh, defensive tackle, corner, and a defensive end. So that's it. Those are the pieces that the parts that we need for the team. So we have uh right now we have Bosa, AJ, Groot, Solomon, Michael Hoyt, but he's out for the first whatever. Um, so I think they'll draft a defensive end, and even still, like even with the players that we have, we still need to draft the defensive end because we have AJ and Joey Bosa coming off a contract at the end of this upcoming season. So you want to protect yourself. You don't want to be in a situation where you got to take 2 guys next year. Let's take one now and then we can backfill next season with another one if need be.
Yep.
So yeah, that's where we are. Going forward, um, I'm gonna start putting out short scouting videos on the top 5 prospects of each of our top 5 from our top 5 position needs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do a top 5 corners, a top 5 defensive tackles, top 5 defensive ends, top 5 wide receivers, top 5 tight ends. I don't think safety is necessarily a need because we do have safeties, but um, tight end 3 is definitely a need. We did not bring back Quentin Morris, so I want to get all of that out and over the next few weeks try to make sure that that happens. Um, so just pay attention to that. It'll be released through Do Champions always. It'll be on YouTube. The little joints on YouTube. We'll post some on Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll put some content out, and and then we'll go from there.
Yep.
Beyond, you got anything?
Well, again, just follow us at Do Champions on Twitter and YouTube, so you can watch Whittle's. I'm looking forward to these videos that we're going to make. And again, we got a couple more shows before the NFL draft comes up, and we have a Christian Benford contest right now for an authentic jersey. So give us a follow on Do Champions. Go there now and take a look, and definitely give us a like and subscribe on YouTube as well, because that's how you have to be eligible for that jersey. So just wanted to put that out there to anyone that's listening to go on in and do that. So Whittle, 3 weeks. Can't believe it. It felt like such a long time this year to get to this month than usual, but we're inching closer, getting back into draft mode.
Yeah,
And
we're here.
that's all I had for right now.
You know it's real when they start having top 30 visits. It's real now.
Yeah,
It's
it
real.
sure is.
Man.
It sure is. So, and
All
maybe
right,
we'll do a
folks.
couple mock drafts coming up, and we'll see how we
Yeah,
do.
yeah, man. We'll definitely do that. I can't wait for these top 30 visits to start. For that to start heating up, so we kind of get an idea of of where they're looking. Yeah, I don't know if Azariah Thomas. I know a lot of the Bills fans like him, but I don't know that he's and when I say top five from the top five, when I say top five prospects from our top five prospect, position group needs, it's not the top five in that position group in the draft. It's the top five that I think we can actually get. Right. What's the point of me talking about Travis Hunter? We're never going to get Travis Hunter. Never. There's no point in bringing up Abdul Carter or Mason Graham. We're never going to get those guys. Never.
No.
I'm not going to talk about Ted McMillan or what's the other receiver?
Not the guy from Missouri, or is it Matthew Golden?
Technically, all our rest of the receivers we may actually have a shot at. But
Golden?
yeah, Ted McMillan, I'm not talking about him. I'm
How
not
about
going to be
Matthew
talking
Golden?
about running backs. We might.
Golden?
It depends. I don't know if Matthew Golden lasts that long, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. So so I just want to put that caveat out there before I get a whole bunch of nasty emails about or nasty messages. You know what you're talking about? This guy's a dummy. He doesn't even have Travis Hunter in his top five at wide receiver or corner. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And all this information, guys, all of the stuff that I'm doing or that we put out, I want you to take it with a grain of salt because, according to some, I'm wrong 98% of the time. I apologize. I'm sorry that I don't have a better track record. I only told you that Puka Nacua was going to be who he. I only said Puka Nacua was going to be the man before he was actually the man. I only told you that Tariq Woolen was worth a second round pick, and when he got taken in the fifth, it was a steal. I'm wrong a lot, guys. I had Cam Taylor Britt as my second highest rated corner in that draft. So that draft year, yeah. So I'm wrong a lot. I am just not 98% of the time. And
we'll put you in 97. We'll put you in 97. We're okay.
97.
Day by
97
day.
work. I also want to apologize to everybody who doesn't like Bills content creators wearing Bills gear. I apologize. I happen to like this stuff. This is actually not Bills gear. This looks like it. It's actually a Coast to Coast t-shirt. So if you like it, if you like one, let me know. You know what I'm saying? If you think these are cool, let me know. If you think they suck, let me know. I can make sure you get one, and then you can give it to somebody you hate, and then they can watch it, and they can use it. And then it's got like this cool QR code on the back, right? So I don't know if you saw
you're
that,
disappearing. Yeah, you went to the Matrix there. Like
did you see the cute? Did you see it?
No, you kind of went off the screen a little bit.
All right. Well, anyway,
turned around. So
on the back of the T-shirt is a QR code, right? It's a QR code. So you can just use your phone, click on that. It'll give you our links, all of our links, whether it's social media, YouTube, et cetera, is all in the back of the T-shirt. All the T-shirts are going to come with that. So yeah, I'll be wearing these to Bills games because they match the colors and they match my hat. And
yep.
And I got a pair of sneakers that match as well.
Yep.
They're not here right now, though.
And it looks like the new stadium will be almost fully done in April this month, I guess, in terms of the last piece of steel or whatever that needs to be go on it before they put the finishing touches on it. So I'm gonna
Right.
definitely try to. Hey, look at that, Whittle. You ready? You ready? Have a buyer. Look at that. Mark from Buffalo says, give me the
Oh,
coast to
what's up,
coast."
man?
Thank you, Mark. I
I
gotta do it
got you,
myself.
Mark. We'll,
Yep.
we'll talk. We'll talk, Mark. Mark, I'll make you up, and then make sure we get one out to you. Free
Appreciate that,
this
Mark.
this
Yeah.
this one's on the house, Mark. All right, it's coming to you. So this one's on the house. I'll send it over to you.
Nice. Good. Yep. Absolutely. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
try to make
man,
it to the old barn, so to speak, one more time this year. So once that
for
schedule
sure,
comes
for
out,
sure.
we'll make some plans for sure. So I'll make my way out there. So, but that's
Okay.
really little. That's all I had. We'll kick it into high gear now. Like I said, starting next week. 2 weeks away
Yeah.
it will be from the draft. So we'll get into more positionals. Get into more needs that we identify, and who knows? Maybe more rumors. Maybe more things coming up. So it's
And
exciting
then
month.
and there's one more coach. I'm about to reach out to you later in probably about 10 minutes to see
Yep.
when I can book you when I can lock you in to come on here and talk about linebackers because you played
Yes.
linebacker in college. Okay, you played
Ah,
linebacker
okay.
in college and you know ball. I
Oh
would like
yeah.
to get you on the show, so
Yes.
let's make that happen, man. I'll even send you a free
Absolutely.
coast to coast shirt if you want. You know,
There we go.
if that'll help. But
There we go.
yeah, yeah. So appreciate everybody coming through and checking us out. Next week we'll be right back here again at 9 p.m. Uh, we'll put it out if there's another guest. I'm working on some stuff, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, man. Uh, I'm. That's all I got. I just want to continue to push the agenda. Trey Amos at pick number 30 or bust. Okay,
Let's go.
that's what we
I'm on
want.
board. Yep.
That's what we want, guys.
Absolutely.
And shout out to Brandon Bean one more time for getting all of those core players signed for a discount. Team friendly deals.
Great job.
Thank you, Brandon.
And great job, Benson and all the other players too. Glad that we're keeping our
Yes,
core intact. And that
yes.
is we're in for a great 3-4 years here, Widow. It's gonna be phenomenal.
Facts. Let's avenge the '90s and get it done. As very soon. But once
2025.
again, right. Once again, shout out to Coach Trey. Appreciate
Thank
you
you,
coming
Coach Trey.
through again, brother. Good stuff. Good stuff. Before we'll clean some technical stuff up, and
Hmm.
we'll get a little more into the X's and O's next time you hop back on with us. And to the chat, man, we appreciate you guys always coming through. I wish the Jets were good so we would get Joan back, but they're not. They won't be for a while, so we just
He's
have to.
probably he's a little bit down now.
Yeah,
The Jets, we share our love of St. John's. They got upset in the second round. The Knicks are the Knicks. He said it hasn't been a good run for him lately. So
yeah. We
we'll
went
get
through
him
this
back at
with
some point.
Miami fans too, man. Miami fans talked crazy to us for
Hmm.
about 2 years, and then they finally got broken, and now here we are, 2 years after the Jets thought they were great. They're
It's
broken
funny.
too.
It's funny you
So
mentioned the Dolphin fans. Remember all the Dolphin fans we used to deal with? That they're just gone. They're just
yeah,
like they're so
yeah,
defeated now. It's unbelievable. Oh, it's wonderful.
yeah,
It's wonderful. Enjoy this
yeah.
times, fellow Bills fans.
The
It's
Patriots are next.
fantastic.
They're starting to talk crazy too. So
Oh, they're
Patriot
starting to
fans, you're
chirp.
next. You're
Stefan Diggs, the
next.
ideal teammate now. All of a sudden, yeah, we'll get to
Gosh,
that as we go along. So there we go.
yeah, whatever. Let's get out of here,
Yeah.
man. All right, man. For everybody, man, for all the people that came through, man, all the viewers, man, we appreciate it. Please, if you get a chance, man, go ahead and like and subscribe to Do Champions.
Hmm.
I don't know. Can you click one of these icons up here? Does it take you somewhere? I mean, I
Which
can't.
up here at the
That
top?
would be kind of dope if we were able to do that. I'll talk to Matt. We'll talk to them guys about that. I mean, you can put the links to some of the stuff and just have like the hyperlink attached to the banner. That would be kind of dope.
Yeah, that would be cool. Um,
Ooh,
that's for sure. I mean, I know. I mean, I could just do stuff like this, but that's not going to work. That only shows that's where you get us on YouTube, but that's
Yeah.
not quite the same. Has the same effect, but that's really all we could do.
Oh well, we'll figure it out, man. We're gonna continue to grow. We're gonna continue to get better, and
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's that. So once again, appreciate everybody coming through. We're gonna get out of here, and
thank you.
so I gotta go Bills.
Go Bills. Have a great week.
Have a great week, everybody.